Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's show. My name is Spencer Walsh. Thank you so much for joining us on today's show. We got a good one for you today on the show. Congress, Trump and Michael Cohen, the DNC, Elon Musk, Purdue, Mike Pence, New Jersey priest Melania Trump, the Women's March co-president, and Mariah Carey. That's all on today's show. Happy Friday, everyone. Some winter weather about to roll in on this Friday morning. All right, so the House Intelligence Committee says it will launch an investigation this morning, and it claims that President Trump told Michael Cohen to lie to Congress about a Trump Tower project in Moscow. BuzzFeed News reported that in 2017, Trump told Michael Cohen to lie about when the negotiations built the tower when the negotiations to build the tower in the Russian capital ended. It's also claimed that Cohen was ordered to cover up Trump's involvement in the project. The allegation that the president of the United States might have suborned perjury before a committee is an effort to curtail the investigation and cover up his business dealings with Russia is among the most serious to date. We'll do whatever is necessary to find out if it's true. Cohen has already pleaded guilty to lying to the House and Senate Intelligence Committees about the Moscow deal, so it's very, very possible that he will. This claim may be proven true. I mean, we have had actually some major retractions on the Russia story yet. And no independent network has independently confirmed this yet. But if people can do it, because there are some good reporters out there who are obviously working pretty much full time to try and confirm this. But if we do get a confirmation on this, you'll be the first to know if we're on air. And so that's what we are watching. That's what we're watching today on that story. So yeah, very interesting, very, very serious story coming off the top of the gate that Trump told Michael Cohen to possibly lie to Congress. Very, very crazy, and probably one of the most serious OMG stories yet from the Russia investigation. All right, so the DNC, they're in a little bit of trouble again. The DNC claims it was hit by a Russian cyber attack in the days after 2018 midterms, according to court documents. Late Thursday, the DNC said dozens of DNC email addresses were targeting in a spear phishing campaign on November 14th. So yeah, they I think that this comes down to the old scenario: fool me once, shame on you; fool me twice, shame on me. That kind of thing. And I think it's a little bit, kind of a little bit obvious that this is something that they should have done. They should have been expecting it, and the fact that this happened is very disturbing. Still, but. Again, if I hear the word cozy bear one more time brought up by the Democrats, just win the election already. Jesus. Or get over the fact that you lost the election. And it's just, it's ridiculous. So the committee believes the attack was part of a phishing campaign. The cybersecurity firms previously linked to a Russian hacking group known as Cozy Bear. Cozy Bear is linked to Russian intelligence and is said to have broken into the DNC systems before the 2016 presidential election. Therefore, it's probable that Russian intelligence attempted to unlawfully infiltrate DNC computers in 2018 of November, says the court filing. The complaint takes aim at Donald Trump, saying they believe that Trump is part of a campaign. The Trump campaign is part of a broad conspiracy with the Russians. Yeah, so just no one really knows that yet. And we just, there's no way to officially determine that. So that is not something that it's not something you really want to say. Yeah. So again, please, let's just, can we get our act together? Can we not have any more of this ridiculous, getting hacked stuff? Like we know this is going to happen, yet we still have it anyway. I think the point is, with the DNC, it's pretty much becoming a you problem for them. They need to get that sorted out. Anyway, in industry, it's been a rocky road for Elon Musk. Tesla says it'll fire 7% of its employees. That's great. Elon Musk is the billionaire founder of Tesla, said he's going to let go 7% of the company's employees. In a letter to employees, Musk said the preliminary fourth quarter results that profit showed that profit will fall from the previous quarter and added, as we expected firsthand. This last year, as we all experienced firsthand, the last year was the most challenging in Tesla's history. Despite cutting thousands of jobs, Musk said he wants to increase production of his Model 3 sedan, saying, quote, Tesla will need to make cuts while increasing the Model 3 production rate and making many manufacturing engineering improvements in the coming months. Possibly, maybe just installing basic safety standards would be nice. Adding there isn't any other way. Earlier this month, Tesla cut U.S. prices for all its vehicles. Interesting. So yeah, sacrificing the your workers at the expense of personal profits or company profits, that's something that a union would fix. How about that? Yeah, so again, Elon Musk acting like pretty much like an a-hole in this situation is how I would say it. So yeah, again, it really is some pretty awful stuff to see that those workers who have been putting in backbreaking work, they're still just they're just suffering the brunt on this, which is incredibly unfortunate. So anyway, yeah, so that's the situation we're still watching right now over in Tesla. The continuing just like collapse of everything that we know and love over there. But I mean, Tesla, they can make good products, but it just takes them a long time, and people are sacrificed who should not be sacrificed in the way of making them. So anyway, Purdue has recalled chicken nuggets, all their chicken nuggets, after people found wood in them. Yeah, Purdue is recalling 68,244 pounds of chicken nuggets after some diners tucked in to find chunks of wood inside them. Like, of all the possible things that could be in a chicken nugget, you have wood in them. Like, that's insane. The problem was discovered when the firm received 3 consumer complaints that wood was found in the product. The Food Safety and Inspection Service said in a statement, but it added that there's been no reports of illness or injury from contaminated nugs. So it's Purdue ready-to-eat gluten-free nuggets that appear to have been affected, specifically those with an expiration date of October 25th, 2019. These products should be thrown away or returned to the place of purchase, said the Food Safety Inspection Service. Yeah, that's unbelievably disgusting. The fact that there would be wood in there. Ugh, my God. Anyway, yeah, so over on the other side of things, in the political side, Vice President Mike Pence has complained that he finds criticism of his wife's decision to teach at an elementary school that explicitly bans LGBTQ and employee students deeply offensive. Well, guess what? We find the decision deeply offensive to LGBTQ people. And just people who care about the rights. Like, the fact that the vice president's wife is teaching in a school. Again, I said this last night on Newsflash. It says something about our government. The fact that he finds it deeply offensive also says something about him. Like, not only, like, the right response here would be, okay, I'm very sorry. I apologize for this completely. And the incorrect response is to be this. It's to be like, I find your criticism deeply offensive. Oh my God. Yeah, so Pence said, my wife and I have been in the public eye for a while. We're used to criticism. Yeah, you often get criticism when you hate on gay people. You pass bathroom bills. That's what happens when you get criticism. Pence said in an EWTN, which is a network that offers news from a Catholic perspective, but he added, to see major news organizations attacking Christian education is deeply offensive to us. Karen Pence is teaching twice a week at the Emmanuel Christian School in Springfield, Virginia, which forbids everyone and students, employees and students, from heterosexual activity outside of marriage, homosexual or lesbian sexual activity, polygamy, transgender identity, or any other violation of the unique roles of male and female, among other sexual activities, which is incredibly inappropriate. Like, unless you're, like, boning the school, like, why should anyone care what you do outside of school? It's awful, ridiculous. It probably should be illegal. Yeah, so, yeah, we'll let other critics roll off our back, but this criticism of Christian education in America should stop. Yeah, it's pretty much, it's not that it's Christian education in America. Like, that's completely misrepresenting what's going on there. Like, it's completely misrepresenting what you're trying to do. What the problem is, it's anti-LGBTQ in America. Like, that's or unless you're saying all Christian education is anti-LGBTQ. Like, if that sounds if that's the case you're making, then that's very informative, and we should certainly take that into account. But that's not at all what people are saying. Just saying, please stop teaching in an LGBTQ school shows that you just don't care about LGBTQ people. So it's like that's pretty much the idea. Simple as that. All right. Disturbing story out of New Jersey. A priest there has been arrested on allegation that he sexually abused a girl for 3 years, starting when she was just 14 years old. The alleged crime is said to have been taking place between 1990 and 1994, while Father Thomas P. Gainley, now 63, worked at the St. Cecilia Church in Woodbridge. Gainley, who's now posted at St. Philip's and St. James Church of Phillipsburg, has been charged with one aggravated sexual assault to the first degree, 2 counts of sexual assault in the second degree, according to NBC News. His recorded appearance is scheduled for Friday. It's the first criminal case by the state's new Clergy Abuse Task Force, which formed following the damning Pennsylvania grand jury report that concluded 300 priests in the state had sexually abused more than 1,000 children. General Attorney General Gubier Gruwal said this case illustrates that we are prepared to move swiftly to investigate allegations and where there are viable criminal charges to pursue those charges. Yes, it's good to see that we're making at least some progress on that on the state side. Nothing yet from the Vatican. First Lady Melania Trump flew on a government jet on Thursday. Despite the shutdown, she flew to Florida just hours even after President Trump postponed House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's flight to U.S. troops in Afghanistan with other members of Congress. Trump said he had decided to postpone Pelosi's travel plans due to the government shutdown right before she and other members of a congressional delegation were scheduled to depart on a military plane. As the news broke, the president's wife reportedly was headed to Joint Base Andrews in Maryland to board an Air Force jet. According to CNBC, she arrived in Florida at the Trump's private Mar-a-Lago resort, while the president will remain in Washington. The First Lady's flight was reportedly previously scheduled and officially designated EXC-1F. It's a call sign used to be known when the members of the president's family are aboard a military plane. So that's pretty much confirmed it. All right. So we got the truth on that. It's time to move to a discussion about the Women's March, which is a little bit disturbing. Coming out of the Women's March, Tamika Mallory, a co-president of the embattled Women's March, once say in an excerpt aired on Thursday from an interview with Firing Line's Margaret Hoover, if Israel had a right to exist. She said that Palestinians are native to the land and that people who have a sort of ideologies around why the Jewish people there are people who have a number of sort of ideologies around why Jewish people feel this should be their land. I'm not Jewish, so for me to speak that is not fair. Later, Mallory, who said everyone has a right to exist, stressed that she was speaking of the people who we know are being brutally oppressed at the moment. The exchange came after Mallory repeated Tuesday that she would not condemn the remarks of Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan, who she'd previously called the GOAT, or greatest of all time, who was called Jews termites, wished death on homosexuals, and praised Hitler. I don't know if that was all she would. I'm sure she would probably condemn the praising of Hitler and some of that, but I don't know. It's very disturbing that she would not want to condemn those remarks from Louis Farrakhan, but I don't know if it was those remarks specifically that she's being asked to condemn in the moment. This is an important thing to realize there. The DNC became the latest group to end its affiliation with the march, which will hold its third annual march on Saturday after a year in which several local affiliates also separated themselves from the national group. Mallory's full interview with Hoover will air on PBS stations beginning Friday. So yeah, she seems like she's not willing to compromise her beliefs here for anything, really, which is very interesting to get a sense of what that really means. So after singer Mariah Carey reportedly sued her for filming embarrassing videos and a blackmail attempt, the superstar's diva's ex-assistant shot back with a lawsuit claiming that Carey's ex-manager sexually harassed her, tackled her, and attempted to urinate